Hi there. Many others, like you, have asked, why did God take Enoch and Elijah to heaven without them dying? Let's find out, shall we? You can discover this answer and even more on gotquestions.org. According to the Bible, Enoch and Elijah are the only two people God took to heaven without their dying. Genesis 5:24 says, Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he was no more, because God took him away. 2 Kings 2:11 relates the earth to heaven translation of Elijah. As they, Elijah and Elisha, were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Enoch was a seventh-generation descendant of Adam through Seth. He was the father of Methuselah and great-grandfather of Noah. Genesis 5:24 describes Enoch as a man in close fellowship with God. Elijah lived many centuries after Enoch during the reigns of kings Ahab and Ahaziah, when Israel existed as a divided kingdom. Elijah was a worker of spectacular miracles, including the calling forth of both drought and rain. He was perhaps the most powerful of God's prophets in the Old Testament. Elijah spent his prophetic energies proving that Yahweh was superior to the false god Baal. Why did God take Enoch and Elijah? Well, the Bible does not specifically give us the answer. Therefore, the only thing we can do is speculate. Enoch and Elijah had one primary trait in common. They were both exceptionally faithful in serving and obeying the Lord. Perhaps for this reason, God desired to spare them from experiencing death. Enoch lived during an exceedingly evil period in world history, right before the flood. Almost every living person had rejected God, becoming wholly corrupt. However, Enoch stood for righteousness, prophesying against his wicked generation. Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment on all and to convict all the ungodly of all their deeds of ungodliness. The author of Hebrews seems to suggest that Enoch was taken to heaven without dying because of his great faith, pleasing God. By faith, Enoch was taken up so that he should not see death. Now, before he was taken, he was commended as having pleased God. Some hypothesize that Enoch and Elijah were taken to heaven in preparation for a strategic role in end times events. Malachi prophesied that God would send Elijah back before the great and dreadful day of the Lord comes. Some thought Jesus might be Elijah returned. Elijah appeared in glorious splendor with Moses on the Mount of Transfiguration. A conceivable theory is that the two witnesses of Revelation 11:3-12 are Enoch and Elijah. Neither is mentioned by name, but they have the power to shut the sky, that no rain may fall during the days of their prophesying. While this inference is possible, it is not explicitly taught in the Bible. In conclusion, whatever the reason, God had his purpose for taking Enoch and Elijah to heaven without their dying. We can't always understand the Lord's plans and ways in our finite human state, but we can trust and know that his way is perfect. All right, that answers your question. Why did God take Enoch and Elijah to heaven without them dying? Thanks for watching.